We will cover the part in respect of strategies which are developed by organization. Strategies. So before we learn strategy, let's understand goals of enterprise. Can you see my slide? Can you view slide?
Yes, sir.
Now this is about goals. Generally, goals of any enterprises are the first goal, that is profitability, to maximize profit. One of the common goal which is pursued by almost each and every organization, except organization who belongs to the cooperative sector, because enterprises who run their business under cooperative, they do not have profit as a motive. And then what is their motive? No profit, no loss. So on the basis of no profit, no loss, such organization, that is non-profit organization, they run, because the name itself, it is non-profit organization, NGO, non-government organization or non-profit organization. Their goal is not profit. So this is the only exception case in respect of non-profit organization. But rest of the organizations, their goal is profitability. Then second goal, maximizing shareholders value. This is nothing but the wealth maximization. In maximizing shareholders value, everyone is benefited, like employees, then supplier of company, then maybe government, in where your enterprises are having business, that government. How government is benefited? Because as the profit increases, so government gets tax on that profit. Government get tax or not on profit? Did government get tax or not because of profit?
Yes, sir.
So this way the government is also benefited. Then because of enterprise, more and more job opportunities comes to the nation, and if more job opportunities come, people get jobs in such companies, such enterprise. So government can claim that the employment ratio of that particular region or country has increased. So that way government can feel proud about such enterprise. Third goal, risk. That is avoid risk or to minimize risk. So this is also this could be also goal for a company, because no enterprise would like to expose with risk. We know that when you run any kind of enterprise, by default risks are there, but such risks can be avoided, such risks can be controlled, such risks can be minimized. So this is also one of the goal of enterprise. And then the last one is multiple stakeholder approach. Now here, if you imagine any enterprise, so who are connected with the enterprise? Can you give me some example? Who are closely connected with enterprises? Which people are connected?
Supplier.
Supplier, correct? Supplier, they are connected. Then employees are connected with company. Then competitors are also connected with company. Government is connected with company. Customers also connected with company, and these are known as stakeholder. Now, what is stakeholder? Stakeholder means stakeholder. He is a person who is having influencing role over a company, who is having dominant role over company. Now, for example, employee they do have dominant role over company, because if they do not perform their work, then ultimately enterprises production will hamper. Enterprises profit will come down if they do not work properly. So that is why they are having dominant role over company. And in order to control this dominant role, what enterprises do? Enterprises pay salary to their employees. They also give annual increment to their employees, incentives, post-retirement benefits. So by giving this kind of returns to their employee, they make happy to their employees. So multiple stakeholder approach. And in turn with this benefit, if your employees are happy, definitely they will work for company efficiently and sincerely. They will devote their time to the organization, and then organization can develop, can prosper. So if you take any example of stakeholder, you will see what interest stakeholder has and how it has dominant role of company. Let's take say customer. If customer is stakeholder, now what is the customer interest with company? Because customer wants quality product and that to be reasonable with reasonable price. So this is the expectation which is pursued by customer: quality product and reasonable price. And in tune with this, what customer pay to the company? He pay price to the company. He purchases goods from company. And when purchases are made by customer, naturally company prospers their business. And if company do not provide quality and if company charges at a higher rate, then what will happen? Customer may shift from your company to another company simply. So they will not have long relation with your company. So this way multiple stakeholder approach can be explained. Got this point? If you are asked question in examination, can we able to explain? You can explain now how multiple stakeholder approach.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now we'll go to the next slide. That is, what is concept of strategy? Strategy. Now, basically, this strategy word, which has come from army field, that is military field, strategy, because most of the time, these strategies are being developed by army people and this military people. This describes general direction in which organization plans to go attain its goal. So this is nothing but the kind of direction, how to achieve our particular goal. So that sort of direction which is being narrated through strategy. So each and every detail given in the strategy, and generally strategies are developed by top management. So this is the task of top management. Top management who develop strategy, and all strategies are implemented by middle level and lower level management. So this is the basic difference. Strategies are developed by top management and implemented by with the help of middle level and lower level management, because they are the only people who are working at a floor level. So with the help of middle level and lower level, strategies are being implemented. Second point, determination of the basic long-term objectives of business organization. Now, what is this? In strategy, whenever top management develop their strategy, they always look at long-term objective. What are the long-term objectives of organization? And on the basis of long-term objective, they design strategies. And these long-term objectives are associated with each and every enterprise. You take any company example or any school colleges, you will see their long-term objectives. Now, say for example, most of the companies, they have their long-term objectives that to provide quality material, to achieve sustainable growth. So this kind of words are being used in long-term objectives to provide quality material. Now, in order to provide quality material to their customer, so this is one of the long process, because when you use quality material, so the taste of customer, the liking of customer, it always gets changed. Is it so? Or taste or liking remains same of customer? Suppose today, if people are liking this particular taste or particular product, is it happen that customer will like forever? Does it happen so? Does it happen? So there are always a scope of change in the taste. So customer may like something different else. Customer would like to have some different shape of. Now, even if you take example of a desktop computer, desktop, earlier desktop computer and today's desktop computer. So there is a lot of change which has happened with desktop computer. It has happened or not? Or the same desktop today also we have, which we had 10 years before, 10, 15 years before. Same desktop are we using today, or it is a different shape? Yes, what is your observation? It has different shape or same desktop? Now the size of CPU, then size of monitor, it has changed. Even take example of TV set, TV set. Now earlier there were TV sets which we used to keep on a table, but now there are wall mounting TV sets, flat TV. So the size and liking of customer has changed in respect of TV set. Has changed or not? Or same TV people are using, keeping on their table and watching TV? Change has happened or not?
Change, sir.
It is change. So you have to consider this fact also while determining long-term objectives, because always there is a change in liking, there is a change in taste, and you have to keep on these things. Then only you can survive in the market. Your enterprise will survive. Otherwise, you will have to close your enterprise. And closing enterprise, it's not a easy task. It is one of the expensive tasks for enterprise. The next point for concept of strategy, it also helps management to take short-term decision, not only long-term. In second point, we have discussed long-term, but along with the long-term, this strategy also helps to take short-term decision. So this is all about strategy. Now going ahead, next slide. What could be the business unit level strategy? Now we will discuss business unit level strategy. For each chosen business, you take any business, whether it is manufacturing or professional service or non-profit organization or e-commerce, whatever we have discussed so far in this our subject, enterprises performance management. You take any business, what should be its mission and how it should be achieved? That has to be focused first. Always understand the mission of your organization. and then that mission, how it should be achieved. That plan has to be prepared. How that mission to be achieved. And this mission with each and every, whether it is non-profit or profit, professional organization or e-commerce or school colleges, education institutions, for everyone, there is a mission. Now, if I ask you, have you heard the name Rayat Shikshan Samstha, one of the very oldest education institute in we have in Maharashtra, Rayat Shikshan Samstha, Rayat. Have you heard this name, Rayat? Okay, have you heard Symbiosis? Symbiosis? Symbiosis Educational Group or Rayat Educational Group? Which name you have heard? Symbiosis or Rayat? Now, if you visit website of Symbiosis or Rayat, you will see their mission, which is being mentioned on their website. And then how that mission is to be achieved. That is the challenge before management as well their staff members, because management himself may not be able to achieve this mission. So management need support of their staff member, and with the support of staff member, then only the mission can be achieved. And it is applicable for each and every business, whether it is insurance business or education or manufacturing, non-profit, you name anything, there is a mission. So at business unit level, CEO, that is Chief Executive Officer of single business unit, is directly involved in decision. So if you're talking about business unit, so for business unit, there is a CEO. So CEO is involved in decision. CEO is involved in decision. If you're talking about unit level, for unit level, CEO is involved. Then after understanding unit level, now we'll talk about the corporate level, corporate at a company level. Earlier, we discussed at a unit level because there might be 3-4 units in one company. So how the strategy is formulated at a unit level. Now we are discussing how strategy is formulated at a corporate level. So in corporate level, in which business, that is say whether it is industries or sub-industries, should the firm be? Now, for example, now what is industry and sub-industry? Now say industry means, now there is a cement industry. Now under cement industry, there are several companies like say Ambuja Cement, then ACC Cement, Birla Cement, and so on. So these are the different companies which belongs to the cement industry. Likewise, if you're talking about automobile industry, so in automobile industry, there is Volkswagen, Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, then there are n number of companies which belongs to the automobile. Now, under this automobile industry, there are also sub-industries because the automobile industry requires battery, tires. So sub-industries are there. Now tires, say MRF, then Bridgestone. So these are the tire industry, and these are the sub-industry of automobile industry. If you take example of battery, so Exide battery, and there are n number of batteries belongs to the battery industry. So this is the example of sub-industry. So main industry is automobile. Along with the automobile industry, There is a battery industry, there is tire industry, wiring industry. So in which industry your company is there, that has to be understand first, whether it is main industry or sub industry. Are you getting me? What is main industry and sub industry? With this example, have you understood? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm taking to the next slide. Everyone, please observe this slide and then I will explain it. First, you read this, understand this slide. So have you done reading of this slide? Have you read this slide? Two level strategy. Two-level strategy, that is nothing but the strategy which is developed at business unit level and strategy at corporate level. That is two-level strategy. Just now we discussed also, but now I am presenting in the form of table. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So I have read this slide. Have you read? There are four columns: strategy level, number one, number two, key strategic issues, number three, the generic strategic option, and number four, primary organization level. Now, under strategic level, corporate level, and business unit level is being mentioned. Now, key strategic in respect of corporate. What is the key strategy? So, what sort of business? First, you have to understand what kind of business your company has, whether it is manufacturing, service providing, or professional, or e-commerce. So that you have to understand first, and then whether you belong to the industry or sub industry. As I give the example, suppose if it is automobile industry, so that is the main industry. Battery industry, it is sub industry. Tire making industry, it is sub industry, because they are supplying tires to the car making company. So that is why they belong to the sub industry, and accordingly the strategy is being planned. Then next column, that is generic strategic option. Generic it is nothing but the core strategic single business related diversification. So some business, they have diversification in other area. So that way. Now what is diversification? Doing business in different area. They diversify their fund from one area to another area. So most of the big corporate house, they go for diversification. Small corporate, because of shortage of fund, they will not go for diversification because of shortage of fund. But the big corporations, definitely they go for diversification. Then primary organization level, it is their corporate office. So this is about corporate level. Now let us understand about business unit level. In business unit level, what is the key strategic issue? What should be the mission of business unit? That has to be understood. What is the mission of business? Then a generic strategy issue. Build, hold, harvest, and divest. Now, what is build, hold, harvest, and divest? Build. Initially, you have to build your business. You have to develop your business. Once you develop, then hold that some year, because you have to earn out of that business. So hold it. After holding, then again harvesting means earn out of that harvest, and then divest, then divert to some other business. And what is the primary organization level? Again, corporate office. And if you're talking about business unit level, then maybe CEO or general manager, either general manager or CEO, who planned strategy at a business unit level. Now, one point is is to be discussed, that is low cost differentiation. Low cost differentiation. Now this both the strategies cannot be implemented altogether, either low cost or differentiation. Your product should be altogether differentiate than your competitor, then only we can say there is a differentiation. And if you observe minutely of any product, you will see there is always differentiation within the product. You take any example, even if you take example of soap. So there are n number of soap, and for every soap there is a targeted customer. Now, if you are talking about say beauty soap, like say Lux is known for Lux is known for beauty soap. So this is the differentiation of Lux in respect of Lifebuoy. If you're talking about Lifebuoy, then Lifebuoy it is low cost. There is a at a minimum price Lifebuoy is available and it lasts for many days. So that is the feature of Lifebuoy. So we cannot say that Lifebuoy and Lux are same. Now there are some soap which are moisture oriented, like say Glow. Then can you give me any other example whether where there is a moisture Glow, Dough, any other soap? And if you're talking about killing germs, what do we say, Kitanu, germs, if you are targeting killing of germs, which soap is popular in market? Which is the soap generally used by people? So I'm giving you the example of differentiation, how the products are differentiated with each other. So which soap which kills germs? No any no soap is available in market.
Dettol.
Yes, Dettol, exactly, Dettol. So Dettol is a company, we all are aware, they have the product of different chemical products which we use for killing germs. So with that intention, they have developed Dettol soap, be 100% sure. So that is their tagline. So this differentiation, though it is a soap, but you have to have unique feature about your product. So I'm just giving you the example of soap. You will see likewise, you pick up any product, there is a differentiation, either low cost or some unique features are there. And this way, they target their customer and they maximize sale. So this is the example of generic strategic option. So this is the option, either low cost or differentiation. Either you can go with the low cost or you have some unique feature. It is up to you. It is up to the manager. So this way, the strategies are being developed. Now the next slide. Now finally, because of these strategies, enterprises, they get competitive advantage. They get competitive advantage. Now we have talked about low cost. There are products available at a lower cost also, and people they like as I told you, Lifebuoy. Lifebuoy, it is a soap which is available at low cost, and then even BPL families, below poverty line families, or lower income family, they are also able to offer to purchase Lifebuoy soap. So it is within their budget. So this way, the company can maximize their sale. And I explain you about differentiation. So We have taken again the soap example. Now let's take about another example. Say even car. How car are having differentiation? Maybe two-wheeler. How two-wheelers are having differentiation? Now there are cars, luxurious car, which are meant for rich people, wealthy people, because they are having capability to purchase luxurious car. They have that much money. So that is why companies are producing luxurious car. And there are also car, economical car, which is being purchased by middle income families or lower income families. Like say, uh, which company is producing uh, low cost car. Now, earlier, Tata Motors, they have produced nano car, which was available at 1 lakh of rupees. Then the cost increases to 1,50,000 or 1,60,000 rupees. So the low cost, even that car also got a huge response from the public. They got or not response from public, or there was no response for nano. Was there response or there was no response? Was there response for nano car, or there was no response to nano car? Yes. Definitely, there was a response to nano car. Many people they purchased nano car, and there was a massive response. Now, value chain analysis. Now, what is this value chain analysis? In respect of adding value to your product, so that chain has to be developed. So, suppose in one company, if there are four divisions, say division A, B, C, D. A division prepares a, a sort of article, and then it is being transferred to the B division. Then B adds to something to this product, and then they transfer to the C division. Then ultimately C division add or give some finishing touch to that product, and then finally D division sell to the customer. So each and every division are adding some value to that product, and this way the final product is being sold in the market. So this is the chain. This is the example of say big corporate. Big corporate. So in big corporate there are several divisions, and the product goes through these several divisions, and this way the products gets addition through this division, and finally it is being sold to the end customer. So we cannot expect that there should be one division and one division should complete the entire product. Actually, it is not. It passes through this chain. That is why it is known as chain. It is nothing in the chain. Division 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the chain. So product passes through this chain, and finally it is made available to the customer. So this was about strategies. We have learned gaining competitive advantage. We also learned two level of strategies, that is business unit and corporate unit, industry and sub-industry. Then we have discussed in detail about business unit level strategy. As we learn in business unit, either CEO, Chief Executive Officer, or General Manager who is directly involved in decision making. Then concept of strategy also we have learned at the beginning of session. Strategy, it is nothing but which gives us general direction in which organization plans to achieve their goal. Then strategy could be for long term as well as for short term also. Not necessary that it is always for long term. Strategy is also for short term. Strategy is also for short term. Then beginning with this session, we learned that what are the type of goal generally enterprises has, except non-profit organization, because non-profit organization, they are not meant for profitability. Non-profit organizations are meant for no profit, no loss. Even cooperative enterprises are also no profit, no loss. So that is why this is the exception in respect of profitability. But apart from this non-profit or non-government organization or cooperative organization, almost all enterprises, they are associated either of this goal. Now, if you take example of insurance, so insurance company, ultimately, their objective is to accept risk of customer, and they manage risk of customer by doing their business. Their business is to attract maximum policy holder, and few policy holder, they go for a claim. So that is nothing but the risk to the insurance company, and this way they manage this. Even risk is also associated with the bank also, like in terms of giving loan, taking deposits. So there is a risk is involved. So you pick up either of any goal, you will see that these organizations are moving around, in and around with this goal. So this is about strategies. And the topic name was understanding strategies. Understanding strategies basically starts from mission. First mission, and then with the help of mission, we develop objectives, and considering objectives, strategies are being planted. So this was all about understanding strategies. There may be question in a university examination that discuss the applicability of strategy in respect of enterprises. So applicability of strategies. So applicability at a unit level or corporate level, that point you are supposed to mention in this particular question. Or there might be a question that how strategies are being planted in enterprises. Discuss. So there you have to discuss in detail whatever we are learned from today's session, and then examples which I gave you, or maybe you might be having your own example, but make sure that example is relevant to that particular point. Which point you are discussing, it should be relevant to that point. So that is the minimum expectation examiner has from your end. I think hopefully we will complete our this entire subject by end of this month, maybe in next 2 3 session. We may be we may complete this subject, and then you will be given time for study, and then there will be examination. So today is 22nd June. Maybe by end of this June, we will complete subject enterprises performance management (EPM). I will share these slides on the website. You can refer these slides also. And whatever study material you have, refer that study material and make sure that you get maximum mark in this subject and you increase your score. So this was all about understanding strategies